Hey, checking in with chapter 6, 7, and 8 of Sometimes You Have to Lie. The life of Louise Fitzhugh, renegade author of Harriet the Spy. Um, so, in these chapters, we're jumping into Louise as an adult, very young adult at 19, getting married to a dude. Um, and pretty quickly after that, almost immediately after that, realizing like, oh, that was a mistake, and indeed her father being mishaps being pretty pissed off at that, and it gets annulled, and that was pretty much that's not one of these star-crossed lovers. They can't be. It was more like, oh, that was that was unfortunate. You do definitely get the sense of Louise at this age. It's like she does kind of do stuff with guys every once in a while, but it's almost like it's just the overwhelming pressure of society perhaps just pushing her that way, but that she's much more into women. And indeed there is a woman that she is actually she talks about being in love with. Is it Frances? I think here Frances Harp. I think I can't remember. There's going to be a couple of women. It seems like in this thing, who she is with for a while, but then that peters out. Um, you know, it'll be interesting to see what kind of relationships she has through through the years. Whether there will be kind of that one that kind of sticks. It probably will be. We're just in early days right now. Um, she is definitely ambitious. You know, going to Paris, there definitely is a thing of like, you almost get the sense of like, these are the hipsters of this age. She's going to Paris and kind of going to like, cheap restaurants and learning, kind of trying to get some art stuff. Goes to is it Italy, and tries to become like a fresco painter. Doesn't look like that's gonna particularly go anywhere. She's very much an artist at this point in her career. She's really trying to, she's doing shows. She's she seems like she's somebody who though doesn't, she learns a little bit, and then kind of scuttles off on her own to do stuff. She doesn't. She's not. There's nothing. She claims there's an article where she says she's self-taught, and in a way she is, though she's actually done plenty of programs. She just hasn't kind of gone all the way through on these programs. She seems to be hanging out with women who are pretty high up there, like a girl who wins a contest that was won by like Sylvia Plath, and that like who in short story writing. But also it's like the woman that she was going to go to Europe with gets a job working for Time magazine. So these are people who are like definitely starting to plug into the major parts, and she's in Greenwich Village, and you're saying, oh, this isn't the high point, but there's never a high point. This is another high point where they're kind of schmoozing and being with all the people, um, and she's being much more herself. No more dresses. Has very much, at least the view of the this author, has very much left behind her old life. That at the beginning I was kind of expressing some skepticism of like, oh, is she as progressive as we said? But now we do seem to be getting those things of like, yeah, she's very much like, the whole Jim Crow South, all that stuff is really, does not is discussed her, which she's hanging out with people who are of like mind with her. So yeah, that's sort of where I am at the moment. I can't think of any other great too many details on that, but it's interesting. I don't know how likable. She's very fiery, very temperamental. Apparently, her moods can really swing. she can be very glum and then very happy and then very glum and doesn't suffer fools gladly, so kind of gruff in a way. Short, short kind of chip on her shoulder maybe kind of person, interestingly enough. Yeah. So that's what I have of her, of Louise Fitzhugh so far in this, and sometimes you have to lie. It's interesting because we've had that line at the beginning of her life. I guess maybe when she becomes a children's book author, she might have to go more quiet, more discreet again, because at this point she seems to be very much living life out loud. She's young, she's gay, but she doesn't really give a fuck. But then again, at this point, she probably doesn't have that much to lose. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes along as we go along. All right, more videos later.